Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be seeing top 5 richest kings in the world. This video will be interesting, so watch it without skipping the video. So come on, let's go into the video. Number 5. His Majesty Mohammed VI, King of Morocco. About him. Mohammed VI is the King of Morocco. He belongs to the Alauid dynasty and ascended to the throne on 23rd July 1999 upon the death of his father, King Hassan II. Upon ascending to the throne, the king initially introduced a number of reforms and changed the family code Mudavana, which granted women more power. Net worth $8.2 billion. The source of wealth. The major resources of the Moroccan economy are agriculture, phosphate minerals, and tourism. Sales of fish and seafood are important as well. Industry and mining contribute about 1/3 of the annual GDP. The main sectors are textiles, leather goods, food processing, oil refining, and electronic assembly. The monarchy. Politics of Morocco take place in the framework of a parliamentary constitutional monarchy, whereby the Prime Minister of Morocco is the head of government and of a multi-party system. The Moroccan constitution provides for a monarchy with a parliament and an independent judiciary. Number 4. His Majesty Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, President of United Arab Emirates and Emir of Abu Dhabi. About him. Khalifa bin Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan is the President of the United States, the ruler of Abu Dhabi, the Supreme Commander of the United Arab Emirates Armed Forces, and the Chairman of the Supreme Petroleum Council. In addition of controlling 97.8 billion barrels of reserves, he runs one of the largest sovereign wealth funds with reported assets of $830 billion. Net worth $15 billion. The source of wealth. The UAE is the third richest country in the world, below Luxembourg at number 2 and Qatar at number 1, with a GDP per capita of $57,744. The bulk of its money comes from the production of goods and provision of services related to petroleum, petrochemicals, aluminium, and cement. Natural fresh water is extremely limited and has been critically overexploited. The monarchy. Politics of the United Arab Emirates take place in a framework of a federal presidential elective constitutional monarchy, a federation of absolute monarchies. Number 3. His Majesty Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, King of Saudi Arabia. About him. Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud is a Saudi Arabian statesman who has ruled as King of Saudi Arabia since 23rd January 2015. Salman is the 25th son of King Abdulaziz and his mother was Hassa bint Ahmed Al Sudairi, making him one of the Sudairi 7. Net worth $18 billion. The source of wealth. The economy of Saudi Arabia is one of the top 20 economies in the world and the largest economy in the Arab world and the Middle East. The petroleum sector accounts for roughly 87% of Saudi budget revenues, 90% of export earnings, and 42% of GDP. Saudi Arabia's oil reserves and production are largely managed by the state-owned corporation Saudi Aramco. Another 40% of GDP comes from the private sector. The monarchy. The King of Saudi Arabia is the monarchical head of state and head of government of Saudi Arabia who holds absolute power. He is the head of Saudi Arabian royal family, the House of Saud. The king is called the custodian of the two holy mosques, a title that signifies Saudi Arabia's jurisdiction over the mosques of Masjid al-Haram in Mecca and al-Masjid al-Nabawi in Medina. The title has been used many times through the history of Islam. The first Saudi monarch to use the title was King Faisal. However, King Khalid did not use the title after him. Number 2. His Majesty Hassan al-Bolkiah, Sultan of Brunei. About him. Hassan al-Bolkiah is the 29th and current Sultan and Yang di Pertuan of Brunei and the Prime Minister of Brunei. He is one of the last absolute monarchs in the world. After Queen Elizabeth II, the Sultan is the world's second longest reigning current monarch. On 5th October 2017, the Sultan celebrated his Golden Jubilee to mark the 50th year of his reign on the throne. Net worth $30 billion. The source of wealth. The economy of Brunei, a small and wealthy country, is a mixture of foreign and domestic entrepreneurship, government regulation, and welfare measures and village traditions. It is almost entirely supported by exports of crude oil and natural gas, with revenues from the petroleum sector accounting for over half of GDP. The country's principal trading partners are in Asia and include Japan, Singapore, Malaysia, China, South Korea, and India. The monarchy. The Sultan of Brunei is the monarchical head of state of Brunei. Since independence from the British in 1984, only one Sultan has reigned. The royal institution dates back to the 14th century. As the absolute monarch, the Sultan of Brunei is thus the head of state and head of government. He is the king, prime minister, minister of defense, minister of finance, and minister of foreign affairs and trade. Number 1. His Majesty Maha Vajiralongkorn, King of Thailand. About him. Vajiralongkorn is the King of Thailand. He is the only son of King Bhumibol Adulyadej and Queen Sirikit. In 1972, at the age of 20, he was made crown prince by his father. Compared to other countries or centuries long monarchies around the world, MacGregor. Marshall said the Chakri dynasty's wealth did not stem from an ancient fortune. Instead, most of it came from assets amassed during the 20th century. much of this stems from land and real estate holdings. Net worth $30 billion. The source of wealth. The economy of Thailand is dependent on exports, which accounted in 2019 for about 60% of the country's gross domestic product (GDP). Thailand itself is a newly industrialized country with a GDP of 16.316 trillion baht, USD $505 billion in 2018, the 8th largest economy of Asia according to the World Bank. Agricultural goods, mainly rice and rubber, amount for 8% of total shipments. The monarchy. The monarchy of Thailand refers to the constitutional monarchy and monarch of the Kingdom of Thailand. The King of Thailand is the head of state and head of the ruling royal house of Chakri. Thailand categorizes itself as a constitutional monarchy. The king has little direct power under the constitution and exercise power to the National Assembly, the Council of Ministers, and the courts in accordance with the 2017 constitution. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like, share and comment. New viewers, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon near to it to stay tuned. See you on next video. Thank you and bye.